Hi, I'm Nancy Bliss, and today we're going to learn about summarization. Okay, so we're going to read a book called Joey the Kangaroo, and I am going to model for you how we summarize. Joey to Kangaroo. Okay, what is a kangaroo? Kangaroos are mammals. Mammals have fur, and they give birth to babies, which they feed with milk. Okay, so let's summarize that. What's the main idea? That a kangaroo is a mammal. And what details tell us what a mammal is? Yes, they have fur. They have live birth. Okay, they don't lay eggs. The baby grows in the mommy's body and then comes out. That's what a live birth is. And they also feed their babies mother's milk. Okay, so the main idea would be that they're mammals. And the three details that back up that they're mammals is that they have fur, live birth, and mother's milk. They feed their babies. All right. Kangaroos belong to a strange group of mammals called marsupials. They give birth to babies long before the babies are formed. So let's summarize that. The group that kangaroos belong to are called marsupials, and the detail that explains what a marsupial does that makes them different from the other mammals, their babies are born before they are fully formed. Now that makes me ask a question because as good readers we also ask questions. Okay. I wonder how the baby survives if it's not fully formed. What's missing? An arm, a leg, the lung, its heart? How does it survive? Okay, let's read on and find out. So, right here is a picture. A kangaroo gives birth to only one baby at a time. It's another good fact, has one baby at a time. All right, so let's recap. Mammals, kangaroos are mammals. Fur, live birth, mother's milk. They're called marsupials because their babies are born before they're formed. And they only have one baby at a time. Okay, so let's read on. Okay, so here they're showing us some other mammals. They're showing us that female lions have several babies at a time, and that dolphins are mammals that live in the sea. So it's showing us other mammals. A mammal can live in the sea, and that mammals usually have more than one baby. Okay. All right, most mammal mothers keep their babies inside their bodies until they are fully formed. Most mammals have several babies at a time. So on this page, it's showing us what makes the kangaroo different. Okay, it only has one baby at a time, you learned, where most of them have more babies at a time. Okay, their baby is born before it's fully formed and ready to survive on its own, where most babies are born fully formed, ready to survive, although they need a little help from their mother until they get a little older, just like humans. Okay. Animals with pouches. Now, we just read that marsupials have pouches, and that's what makes the kangaroo different. A marsupial baby is tiny when it is born. A marsupial mother has a special pouch. A pouch is like a pocket, and it's on her belly. You can actually see it on this page here. The Joey is in the pouch here. She keeps the baby in her pouch while it grows bigger. All right. There are nearly 300 different types of marsupials. Most of them live in Australia or South America. Okay. So let's recap. The baby that's born that's not fully formed is put in the baby's pouch, and that's where it develops further until it's ready to survive on its own. Okay. Uh, this picture shows us possums live in North America, and they have up to 13 babies at a time. Wow. Up here we see koalas are marsupials that climb trees. Okay, so if a koala is a marsupial, what does that mean? It means it's a mammal because it has the fur, live birth, feeds the baby mother's milk. It means that it has a pocket, that the baby is born not fully formed, and that it is kept in the pocket till it grows and is ready to survive outside. Okay, red kangaroos are the largest marsupials in the world. Kangaroos have long, strong legs that are perfect for jumping across Australia's wide grasslands. All right, so now we are focusing on the kangaroo. All right, so what do we learn about the kangaroo? They have long, strong legs for jumping, and in this picture you can see them. Looks like a lot of muscle up here in this upper leg, so they can jump. Okay, they're jumpers. And we learned where their habitat is grasslands. So the facts, the details we learned are they have strong legs for jumping, long, strong legs for jumping. They live in the grasslands. All right, and this picture shows a young kangaroo is carried safely in its mother's pouch. All right. So again, the marsupials have a pouch to keep their baby safe. Okay. So here we have some pictures to help us. This is a picture of a newborn joey, and it does look like it's not fully formed. Then that's one. And then two, here's the joey in the pouch. And three, this is an adult kangaroo. So this would be the life cycle. The newborn joey that's born, the joey in the pouch, and then he grows into an adult. And the female adult will then have a baby. All right, the story of a kangaroo. A baby kangaroo is called a joey. When it is born, a joey is not much bigger than a fingernail. Whew. All right. So what did we learn? Baby kangaroo is called a joey, and it's not much bigger than a fingernail. Wow, that is tiny. The newborn joey makes an incredible journey to reach its mother's pouch. The story of how a living thing changes and grows is called a life cycle. Okay, so this life cycle has 1, 2, 3 stages. And remember, cycle, think of a bicycle. The wheel goes around and around. So a cycle goes around and around and it never ends. All right, so what did we learn here? Let's recap. Kangaroo is called a joey, 3 stages in this life cycle. Okay, and we know that this little newborn joey is no bigger than a fingernail and somehow travels to the pouch. Hope they tell us how it travels. It just said it makes an incredible journey. I'm wondering how. All right, fighting jacks. Before a female kangaroo can give birth, she has to mate with a male kangaroo. Male kangaroos are known as bucks, boomers, old men, and jacks. Red kangaroo males have reddish fur, but the females have gray. When jacks want to mate with females, they fight with one another. They use their front paws to hit or box each other. The winning jack scares away the other males away, and then he mates with the females. Huh. So the male ones fight to get the female, so they can. Who's their mate? Okay. A new life begins. When a male kangaroo and female kangaroo mate, the male fertilizes the tiny egg inside the female's body. Only a fertilized egg can grow into a new joey. Okay, so the female kangaroo has an egg inside that turns into the joey after they mate. And the joey grows inside the female's body for nearly 5 weeks. When the female is ready to give birth, she cleans her pouch. Before a female gives birth, She licks a path across her belly to her pouch. Okay, so the female and the male mate, the egg becomes fertilized, which grows into the baby, and then she licks a path from her pouch, which she cleans her pouch and licks a path that the baby can follow when it comes out of her body to go into the pouch. All right, so that's the summary there. The kangaroo's mate, the egg is fertilized. The mother cleans the pouch to get it ready, and she licks a path from where the baby comes out to the pouch so the baby can travel that. Okay, Joey on the move. Newborn joeys have strong arms, but their legs and tails have not yet grown. So that's why they're not fully formed now. Answer my question. Their legs and tails are not grown yet, but they've got strong arms. So as soon as the joey is born, it begins the difficult climb up to the grips on the fur, okay? Begins the difficult climb. It grips its mother's fur and pulls itself up her body to her pouch. The mother does not help her joey. So let's recap. So the joey is born. He grabs that fur because remember his legs aren't formed yet, and he pulls his way up and goes into the pouch. And the mother doesn't help the joey at all. Okay. So these arrows show the path that the baby takes to the pouch. And here's another picture of a close up. Looks like you can't see yet. The eyes are closed. Has no fur. All right. Inside the pouch, the joey finds its mother's nipple. It begins to feed on the milk her body makes. All right. So her nipples, where the milk comes out, must be inside the pouch. Okay. So here's this joey at 4 weeks old. He's blind and still has no fur, but is growing and changing all the time. Wow. That's 4 weeks old already. That's a whole month. It's still growing and developing. And the milk is making it bigger and stronger. So it's got to grow his legs so he can come out and be the hopping, strong hopper that kangaroos are. All right. Ready, steady, grow. Inside the pouch, a joey feeds, sleeps, and grows. It is a cozy place for a young animal. The joey stays attached to its mother's nipple for about 10 weeks. The joey changes slowly at first. It is nearly 5 months old before it can open its eyes. Wow. Then joey pushes its head out and looks around. It will soon be ready to leave the pouch. All right, so here's the picture. For the first few months, the joey slowly begins to grow bigger. All right, here's the joey watching what's happening on the ground. Here's the mother putting her head in the pouch. She cleans her joey and the pouch by licking them with her long tongue. All right, so let's recap. The baby's in the pouch and he is drinking the mother's milk from its nipple. And it's nice and cozy. It's growing very slowly. It can't see. It doesn't have fur. And then soon, after about 5 months, it'll open its eyes, stick its head out the pouch, and soon be ready to come out. Okay. And another detail is that the mother uses her tongue to clean the baby and the pouch while it's in there growing. And then there's a young baby. All right, we're going to stop here because I think that you understand that how to summarize. Okay, so we read the section. We stopped. We thought, what's the main idea? What's the important details? We looked at the book, showed us some comparisons to other animals that are mammals. Okay, and just because, in case you want to know, there's the baby Joey. When the 6 months old, it comes out. Here he is checking out. Although the Joey is too big to get into the pouch, it still feeds on its mother's milk. All right, so sticks his head in there to take a drink when he's hungry. All right, and then he's going to learn to hop. Between 2 and 10 kangaroos live together in a group called a mob. Okay, and that's the end. We have our glossary and index because it's a nonfiction book. Glossary of the words that we learned that are important to this story, like a mini index for this, a mini dictionary for this book. This is the index. So if I want to know about the pouch, I can go to any of these pages and learn more about the pouch. Okay, so when we summarize, we read a section, we stop, we think. What are the important things? Because I can't remember everything. What's the main idea? What are they talking about? Okay, they were talking about joeys becoming kangaroos. They're talking about how they are in the group called marsupials because they have pouches. They were talking about how the baby is not fully formed when it's born. And we learned that when it comes out of its mother's body, she has already smoothed the fur away to make a path for it to travel up and go into the pouch. We learned that when the joey's in the pouch, there's a nipple in there so he can drink milk. And that, excuse me, we learned that he stays in there for about 6 months and he can't see till about 5 months. Okay, he was all had no fur, his eyeballs were shut. When he's first born, he has no his legs aren't formed yet, so he crawls up the fur, pulls on the fur to get himself in. Okay, and he stays in there for a long time. We learned that kangaroos only have one baby, I guess because it has to go in the pouch and survive. And we learned that even after it comes out, after it's fully formed and comes out, he sticks his head in his mommy's pouch and he still drinks his mother's milk. Okay, I wonder how long he'll drink that. Okay, we didn't finish the story to find out, but so and that's how we summarize. Okay, we stop, we think about the facts, the details we need to know, and then we move on and do it to the next segment. Okay, all right. Good luck summarizing. See you next time.